Oh, hey guys. Welcome back to Vibing with Andwele. Today's video we'll be talking about tax return as a Jamaican living in the US. So if you're interested in that, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so I am in a different scenery location, trying out a new scene. Decided to just go to the park. So we'll be talking about tax return, filing taxes as a Jamaican living in the US. Please pardon, I might sound a little bit nasal because I'm a bit under the weather, but nonetheless, let's go. So before I start, I just want to point out that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing with you all based on my limited knowledge and based on some research that was done. All right. So, first of all, persons from Jamaica, we know how it is. We know the sweeps that we pay these lump sum of taxes. In Jamaica, you pay pay as you earn, you pay income tax, you pay well, you gotta get by the pension. You have to pay NHT, that's like four taxes. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting any of them. You have to pay all of these. And on a yearly basis or something, I always ask the question for the few years that I've been in the Jamaican education system. I've always asked that, like, I know the taxes are for the country and so forth, but like the taxes were so high, man. And I know like that there's tax return in Jamaica. Certain people can file taxes and so forth. I don't think I was in that category. I've never done it. I'm not sure if I could have done it and I didn't do it or so. But we all know the US for their tax return season and all that. So Americans on a yearly basis they file their taxes. So their taxes come out and paid just as anywhere else, but they are required to file their taxes with the IRS. So IRS is Internal Revenue Service, IRS. So each person is required to file their taxes, and depending, so if you're a US citizen, based on my knowledge, based on some TikTok videos that I've seen, when you file your taxes, you should not owe anything, and they shouldn't owe you anything. So it should be a zero. It should be, there's a word that I'm forgetting right now, but it means that you shouldn't either owe them or they shouldn't owe you. You should always get a zero. Once you get a zero, it means that the right amount of taxes were deducted. If you get a refund, it means that they took out too many taxes out of your pay. And if they say that you owe taxes, it means that enough tax was not taken out of your pay, right? And if it's a case where enough tax wasn't taken out and you owe, then you would need to fill out a new W4, right, so that they can adjust the amount of tax that they'll take out so that you won't be owing in coming years. So that's how it is. That's how it is for Americans. But for Jamaicans, I remember seeing this several places that like I would sign up for some online stuff and they would say that I should upload some tax or some information so that I can qualify for the tax treaty. And I didn't really understand completely. I just ignored it, to be honest, because it was too much. It was too much. And funny enough, I still didn't understand until of recently that Jamaica is one of those countries that have a tax treaty with the US. So what does that mean? That means that if you are a Jamaican citizen, all right, worked in the US, and you're filing your taxes, then you are exempt for 2 years. So there's a 2 years tax treaty. I'm not sure if it's just for J1 persons or everyone, all the categories, right? But I can speak specifically for J1 visa holders, that once it is your first 2 years of being in the US, when you file your taxes, you can get all your taxes back, right? You are exempt from paying taxes. So you would pay the taxes, but when it comes on to the filing time, you're required to get it back, right? And that only applies for the first 2 years. So this video is for all of my peeps who are already here in the US and you are unsure, because I can't recall my program actually explaining in such detail that, hey, you should get everything back. Like they did programs where they brought people to talk about taxes and about how you should file, but they didn't really, maybe I missed it, but the explanation was not clear to say that, hey, you should get everything back because your country has a treaty. Now, I know that this is not the case for like the African countries. Not all countries have a treaty, but I know specifically for Jamaica, there is a treaty, right? So I'm just making this video for those who are here, those who are planning to come to the US when it comes on to February to April, which is tax season. Just be mindful of that. And another thing to be mindful of is the type of form that they use. So there's 3 different forms that you can file your taxes on depending on who you are. So residents will use the resident form because they are citizens, residents of the United States. But for people who are on a H-1B, a J-1, or some other type of visa where your residency is not in the US, you're from another country, you're expected to file your taxes on a NR, non-resident form. Or there's another one, I think I'll put the name somewhere because I forgot. It was yesterday, there was a conversation about this and the name came up and I forgot. So by the time of editing this video, I'll put the name somewhere. But again, there are 3 of those forms. So just ensure that you use the right form and that everything is accurate, because trust me, when it comes on to the IRS, they are going to find their money, and they are going to find their money, and they don't play. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Whoever said that, right? Don't play with them. Leading up to the whole tax return tax time, I would hear it daily on the radio that people advertising that, request to see if you owe money because they put tax on it daily, right? So if you owe money and you don't pay it, best believe that every single day they're going to put a money on it, and by your quint, you are owing thousands of dollars. That's how they work, right? And especially, again, if you are planning to do any kind of movement in the US and so forth, if you know, then just ensure that all of your finances are in order, because you don't want, when the time comes, you hear that, oh, you owe $30,000, you owe $50,000 in back taxes and all of that. So just ensure that you do your thing accurately, you don't tell any lies, and you have everything, right? Also, let me just point out that the document, only thing that you need is for your W-2. So if you're employed with, for example, I am employed with a school district, so I get a W-2 which outlines the amount of taxes, state tax and federal tax that is paid, and you are getting back 2 different taxes, so state and federal. I feel like this video is all over the place because I didn't really make any pointers, which is so bad, right? I'm just talking, we're just having a conversation. 3 taxes that you pay, 3 or 4, yeah? But there are 2 of them that you get back during your tax return. So the state tax and your federal tax. What is that noise? I even forget what I say. But yeah, just do it properly. And there are a lot of people out there who will help you, accountants, people who specialize in, tax returns and so forth. So just find someone, accountant preferably, who can, I hate spring, pollen and all of that. It's killing me. And I chose to go into a park surrounded by trees, and I know that I am currently not well. Such a smart move. Anyways, as I was saying, I was choose to make an accountant or someone who is in the accounting field to do the tax for you, especially if you want the full refund and you don't want any issues and all of that. And if you filed it incorrectly, it's no problem. You can go back and make amendments to your taxes that was previously filed. Again, you'll need an accountant. Or if you're knowledgeable about the process, then, knock yourself out. All right, so I think that is it. I'm not sure if I left out, I feel like I left out something. I can't know, but I think I said a lot. I didn't want this video to be that long, all right? But if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section. And again, I will always say this: I thank you all for your continuous support, just by viewing this video, just by liking, just by sharing. Appreciate you all. And if you have not yet subscribed, then go ahead and click the subscription button. It will be much appreciated. It's much obliged on my end. Anyways, peace out. I'm out.